Today on Another World.
I know Mac has got lots of money and the child is not going to want for anything. Not that I'm destitute. But as for love, I can assure you no one is going to love him more than I am.
I wish this was easier.
I'm sorry that you have to make the decision, but I have something at stake. And it's my son.
I got in before everybody left and I hid out. When the place was empty, I planted the bomb.
More than one?
Yeah, 3 of them. Makes more damage that way.
When do the fireworks begin?
8 o'clock sharp.
I can hardly wait.
What is it? What's the matter?
There's a bomb planted in the building.
A bomb? How do you know? What do you mean, a bomb?
Listen, I don't know when it's set to go off. So.
Well, have you called the police?
No, I didn't have time to call the police. I came directly over because the bomb is planted in your office. Now, is there anybody up there?
Jamie's in my office.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Coming. Melissa, you're up kind of early, aren't you?
Yeah, I have to talk to you.
Well, sure, come on in. Listen, I think there's some coffee in that pot there. You help yourself. I've got to find another sock or I can't go to work.
I didn't come here for coffee.
Sounds serious.
I think it is.
Okay, I think I'm ready now.
Nothing to joke about.
Yeah, what is? I mean, you haven't told me what you came over for. Now who's talking in riddles?
Okay, no riddles. Just straight talk.
You are serious, aren't you?
I am.
Well, what is it, Melissa?
You have to get out of town, and soon. Before it's too late.
Come on in. The door's open.
There, it's hard, isn't it? There you go.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Jerry. Is Clarice around?
I'm sorry I couldn't get the door, and
That's
she
all
is
right.
dropping Corey off at school. She said to tell you she'd be back in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, how have you been?
I've been okay, thanks to the miracles of modern medicine and some pretty good doctors.
Oh, good.
How about you?
Oh, I've been better.
You sick?
No, nothing that simple.
Rachel, I'm sorry I wasn't here, but I had to drop Corey off at school, and I want to check with Ada. Make
That's
sure
all
the
right. I'm early.
shop's okay. Hi, Amanda. Are you ready to spend the day with Aunt Clarice?
Okay.
Here, let me help you off.
Thank you. Okay. Listen, I really appreciate you taking care of the children.
Oh, it's no problem at all. I have to be home with Jerry anyway.
You're making me be out the great invalid, Clarice.
No, I'm not. Dr. Matthew said you should get lots of rest and should have someone to take care of you.
Yeah, and you're doing a good job, too.
You're looking better, don't you think, Rachel?
Oh, yes, he's looking much better.
I know it is. Here, we got it.
I have my sweater on.
Oh, that's why it's
That's
so hard
right.
to get off.
Here, if you pull it, wait a minute. If you pull it this way, it's easy. There you go.
You're even doing some sculpting.
Thank you.
Well, at least I'm trying, but it's not too easy with just one arm.
Oh, well, it's very difficult even with both hands.
Can I get you some coffee, Rachel?
Where did you pass by? No, thank you. I've got to get to Mac's office.
Is something wrong?
Oh, here you go, here you go, here you go. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
No, it's all right. It's just that things have to be discussed that I've put off for a while.
With Mac
Yeah, about Matthew.
and Mitch?
Yes.
Arena.
I want to talk to Jordan Scott.
Speaking.
This is Steele.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you called. Everything set in motion?
Yeah, we're all set.
I'm glad to hear that.
I want to see you.
What for?
Well, I want to go over the plans one more time.
Sure, I'd love to discuss the details. Every last one of them.
Well, I got some things to do first, but how about this afternoon about 4?
I'll be here.
See you then.
This ought to make Jess Cooper happy. Very happy.
No, the revisions did not come up to my expectations, but I'll give it another shot. I'll send you a memo with my recommendations. Well, if he doesn't want to accept my suggestions, then I'll have to pass on it. And I want that book back in 60 days if he does. Right, goodbye. Hello, Rachel.
Hello, Mac. I hope I'm not interrupting or anything.
No, of course not.
I wanted to see you.
Glad you came. Come on in.
How have you been?
Fine. You?
I've missed you.
I missed you horribly. And the children.
Where are you staying?
Oh, at a hotel downtown.
Won't you come home?
I don't think I can do that, Rachel. Not yet.
But we can talk, Mac.
I just don't know what else we have to say to each other. We've been over it all again and again. I think that I've made it very clear how I feel about raising Matthew, about his welfare.
Mac, we can work it out.
But, Rachel, how can we? I mean, if I'm going to be responsible for raising Matthew, then I feel that I have to make him my legal son. You don't want that. And so I just don't honestly see how this situation can be resolved at all unless one of us changes. And I'm not about to change my mind. Are you? Rachel?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
I just don't understand why it's such a difficult decision. You want your husband to raise your child, or do you want your lover?
He's not my lover.
Well, your former lover, who can offer practically nothing to raise him.
Mac, it's not a question of how much one or the other of you can offer Matthew in the way of physical well-being. That's not the point. The point is the love of his father. I know you both love him very much. But Mitch is his natural father, and I don't think you have a right to take that away from him.
You know what you're really saying? You're really saying you can't, or you won't, break the tie with Mitch. That's what this all adds up to, isn't it?
Get out of town? What are you talking about?
It's Jason Dunlap.
Yeah, well, what about him?
I think he's going to figure out where he knows you from.
How do you know?
Because he's starting to put the picture together. Because he can't think about anything else since we saw you at lunch the other day.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean he's going to remember who I was.
Don't bet on it. And he's very sure that he knows you from someplace other than Bay City.
He told you that?
Yep. And he's very sure that he's seen you in something like tennis shorts, something. I tried to steer him away from that idea.
How?
Well, I told him that maybe he'd seen you over at the Sporting Life when we were there together.
Yeah, you think he bought it?
Nah. I don't think he's sold on it for a minute.
Okay, well, what else does he remember?
I don't know. I didn't let the conversation get that far.
What do you mean?
Made him think about something else.
Yeah, like what?
Me. He's a normal, healthy man. I made him think about me.
Well, listen. Babe, I never meant for you to do anything like that.
Hey, it's nothing. I mean, it's no big deal, you know. Besides, we got much more important things to think about than that. Gotta get you out of here.
Yeah, I know. You know, I sort of came to the same conclusion myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, after that little episode in the restaurant, I decided it was time for me to move on. I mean, I'm sure that Cecile Frame didn't buy for 1 second that I couldn't remember my name.
Yeah, what else could you do? I mean, Jason certainly would have remembered the name Sandy Alexander.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm so sorry. I just know how much you wanted to get to know your dad.
Yeah, well. Now, Mac's come to mean quite a lot to me. You know, when I was staying at his house, we used to have these great talks all the time. I mean, it was as though we both knew that we were father and son. Doesn't it?
I'm just so sorry. I don't even know how to tell you that. I was really starting to think, you know, maybe you were going to have a chance.
Yeah, so did I guess, but no. I was just kidding myself.
No. I want you to know that you probably could have made it except for these circumstances.
Yeah, well, circumstances. You know, Melissa, sometimes I really hate my past.
No, listen to me, Sandy. Listen. You couldn't help what you were. And you're going to make it. You can make it. You're trying to change your life now. The only thing is you just can't do it here in Bay City. You got to go.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You going to leave? You promise?
I promise.
There's just one other thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Ilsa's book.
Oh, listen, don't worry about it. It's all taken care of.
What do you mean?
That book is someplace that nobody will ever think of looking for it.
Hey, maybe you should tell me, you know. Just in case something happens.
No, Melissa. The less you know, the better for you. You've done enough already, you know?
Sandy. I'm just going to miss you so much. You know, you're the only person who ever meant anything to me.
Mac, how can you say that?
It's the way I feel. And I'd be less than honest if I didn't tell you that I was really very deeply hurt that you'd even have a doubt about who you want to raise your son.
I never meant to hurt you. Please believe that.
All right, I will try. I promise you that. But the fact remains that this situation is not going to be resolved unless you make a decision. Blake or me? Now, you're going to decide that now?
I don't know.
Well, it seems to me pointless, then, for us to keep talking. Well, when you make up your mind without any regrets, would you let me know?
Legal right away.
Hello, Jimmy.
Mom?
How are you?
Fine.
You look very tired.
I'm all right.
Jamie.
Haven't made up.
No, we haven't. Looks like Mom and Mac are still fighting, too.
It's hard on the both of you.
Yeah. But I think I'm luckier than she is.
Luckier? How?
Well, I still have Cecile on my side.
Well, I don't know much one way or the other, but are you any good?
Well, I used to think so, but I haven't really done much with it for quite some time.
Did you ever want to do it as a profession?
Yeah. You know, for a long time, it's what I really wanted to do.
So what changed your mind?
My mother, I guess. She told me that there were more starving artists in the world than successful ones. I don't do hungry real well. So I went into something that would be a little bit more stable. Law enforcement.
She cared for you very much.
Yeah, she did.
Would you like something to eat?
Well, if you don't mind, I think what I'd like to do is just make use of Lee's bed for a while.
Oh, well, you want me to help?
No thanks. You've already done enough. And besides, I think I can probably make the trek into the bedroom all by myself.
Mac, hi. Wanted to see me.
Yeah. You want anything to drink?
Oh, no. No, I don't.
Yeah, I thought you might give me a status report on the Daily Ledger.
Oh, fine. Well, everything is all set to roll.
Oh, well, great. Very good. Listen, are you sure you've got the time to oversee the newspaper, too?
Yes, I'm sure.
You're very certain about that?
Yes, everything is fine.
Good. Well, you think you'll take my suggestion?
What's that?
About getting away for the weekend.
Oh, yes. In fact, I drove Cecile out there yesterday, and I plan on joining her later today when I finish my stuff.
Terrific. Well, I hope you both enjoy it. I think it'll be good for you to get away.
Mac?
Yeah?
I was outside in Liz's office this morning when Mom came out, and I saw how upset she was. Something happened?
No, Jamie, I'm afraid nothing happened.
I don't understand.
Well, as you know, your mother and I don't see eye to eye about raising Matthew.
Well, you mean the adoption?
Yes. So now I'm afraid your mother has gotten herself caught in a dilemma of her own making.
What do you mean?
I want to adopt Matthew. I think that's best in the long run for everyone concerned. I want to raise him as my own son. I want to consider him as my child, as I do you. But
what?
Well, I'm afraid that Mitch is just putting a lot of pressure on Rachel to ensure that that cannot happen, that I can't.
What about Mitch? Have you talked to him, explained your position to him?
Yes, too often, to no avail.
He won't budge on the adoption.
He won't even consider it. And it's putting your mother in a terrible position. I mean, I know she wants to do what's best for Matthew. But I think because Mitch intrudes himself so much into our lives, I believe that she's not capable of thinking clearly about the situation at all any longer.
So he's still pressuring Mom to keep you from legally adopting Matthew?
Well, I can't figure out any other reason for her behavior.
Well, I haven't been keeping in very close touch with her. But, Mac, I don't want anything or anyone to come between you and Mom.
Thank you. I really appreciate how you feel.
Okay. Well, there must be something I can do to help.
I don't think there's anything anyone can do. I mean, the decision is in your mother's hands. She's just got to decide. Blake or me. And I've just got to wait to see what she decides.
What if I talk to her?
I don't think she should have any more pressure on her right now.
Maybe there is something that I can do.
What?
Well, I'm going to have to work on it. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, just enjoy your weekend a lot, will you? And get away as soon as you can.
Yeah, sure I will. now, I'm going to take care of you.
Very prompt, Steele.
I try to be.
So, tell me, how'd it go?
Like clockwork. I didn't want any screw-ups, so I did the job myself.
Good. You didn't have any trouble getting in the building?
No, it was simple. I got in before everybody left, and I hid out. When the place was empty, I planted the bombs.
Bombs? More than one?
Yeah, 3 of them. Makes more damage that way.
Good thinking.
Hey, but that Frame kid gave me a scare, though.
Jamie Frame, what about him?
Well, he was working late in his office, and he almost caught me planting one of the bombs.
Are you sure he didn't see you?
Of course I'm sure.
So, when do the fireworks begin?
8 o'clock sharp.
I can hardly wait.
I'm kind of looking forward to it myself.
Oh, so tell me, where did you plant the bombs?
Well, the biggest charge is in the print shop, and another one in the loading dock area. And for good measure, I put one in Corey's office. It seemed like a good place to put one.
Perfect. Mac Corey's gonna come crawling on his knees, begging us to take the dock project off his hands when this thing's over.
I'll be expecting a check soon.
Certainly. And with a very generous bonus if everything goes according to plan.
Don't worry, it will.
Would you like anything, Rachel?
No, thanks.
It didn't go well, did it?
No, it didn't.
Do you want to talk about it?
I don't think I can.
Well, maybe you should try. It might make you feel better.
I don't think anything is going to make me feel better right now.
I think you need to talk about it to get it out. You shouldn't keep it inside you, Rachel.
It's just that I've hurt Max so badly.
How?
By taking Mitch's side in this dispute over Matthew.
Mitch is Matthew's father.
Yes, but Mac wants to adopt him.
Mitch isn't going to let him do that?
Not without a fight. And that puts little Matthew right in the middle between the two of them. I just don't know what to do because I know they both love him so much.
Well, what's going to happen now?
I don't know.
Is Mac going to go through with the adoption?
I think that's going to depend on me.
How do you mean?
He says I have to choose between the two of them.
Oh, Rachel.
It's going to be such a hard decision to make. A decision that's going to affect Matthew's entire life as well as my own.
And Mitch's?
Yeah.
Have you talked to him yet?
Today, no.
Don't you think maybe you should?
He's not there, huh? Are you sure? Well, he left early, huh? Well, do you know where he went? No. No. It's okay. I'll just try him myself.
Very easy. What we can do is just read it.
I want to talk to you.
Excuse me. I'll be
now.
with you in a minute. Excuse me. What do you want?
I think you know what I want.
Is that supposed to be an answer?
I'm talking about what you're doing to Mac and my mother.
That's none of your business.
Well, whether you like it or not, you're going to hear what I have to say.
I'll listen to you. All right, talk.
What are you trying to do?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you putting pressure on my mother to force her against Mac.
So we're talking about Matthew, right?
Of course we're talking about Matthew. Mac wants to adopt him.
Yes, I'm well aware.
And Mac and Mom are married. Matthew is Mom's child.
My son.
Well, by accident.
point remains, he's my son. Now, what are you doing
I want you to keep away from my mother. I want you to stop pressuring her, stop putting her in a no situation, no-win situation.
When did you
stop butting in on her life?
About your mother. Haven't we had this discussion before? Did you take any of my advice? Have you settled up your differences with her? No, I didn't think so.
Look, what's going on between me and my mother makes no difference here.
Look, why don't you have this talk with Matt Corey? Why don't you just have this whole conversation with him? And he's the one that's putting pressure on her, not me. And as far as you've taken yourself out of her life completely. So why don't you just go back and just cool out? You're too wired to be here
Look,
anyway.
I know what I'm talking about. Matt Corey can give Matthew everything. Right. Everything he's given me and more. What can you give him?
I'll tell you what I can give him. I can give him the love of a father to a son. Now, if you're supposed to be the shining example of Matt Corey's son, then I think I've made my point. Now, get out of here.
Come on.
What was that all about?
He wants to talk about something.
Well, I want to talk to you, too. Can you get away from here for a while?
Yeah, just a second. Coming. Hey, Melissa.
Sandy, where have you been all afternoon?
I had some errands to run, and Joey wanted to celebrate his new job at the sporting goods.
Just great. I've been looking for you all day.
Hey, come on, calm down now. What's the matter? You look like you just had the wits scared out of you.
I have.
Well, what's wrong?
I was standing outside of Jordan Scott's office, and I overheard him talking to somebody about a bomb.
Wait a second. A bomb?
Yes, and it is set to go off the Corey complex.
Are you sure?
Am I sure? Would I come here and tell you all about this? Of course I'm sure.
Now, who was Jordan talking to?
I don't know. I've never seen the guy. I didn't get a chance to look at him. I didn't recognize his voice.
All right. Do you know where they planted the bomb?
Actually, I think there's two of them. I'm not really certain. I think that one of them is over at the printing plant, and I know for a fact that the other one is in Mac Corey's office.
Mac's office?
Yeah.
Look, do you know what time it's set to go off?
No. They were finishing up the conversation. I just had to get out of there real fast.
Man, Jamie works there late sometimes. He might be there tonight. Nobody's answering.
Well, just maybe they're all gone.
No, there's always somebody there late. You know, cleaning people, security guards, that sort of thing.
So what are we going to do?
Well, I've got to go over there. Somebody's got to warn those people.
What, are you crazy? Are you Mr. Cool? You're
Look, I can't just stay here, Melissa. I've got to get those people out of the building. Now, look, you keep calling this number. Maybe somebody will answer. There you go.
Well, just try to be careful, okay? I'm going to try to start calling them now.
Jeez.
Be careful.
Mac, I thought you had left for the day.
Well, I thought What could that be at this hour?
I don't know.
Oh, they're gone now. Yeah, I thought I'd gone home, too. But I forgot that Barak manuscript you recommended that I read.
Oh, yeah.
But what are you doing here? I thought I told you to go home early.
Well, I had some things I had to take care of. I thought I'd read this manuscript before I left for the weekend, with Cecile. She'd kill me if I brought some work up to the cabin.
Yeah, and I wouldn't blame her one bit.
I hope you don't mind my using your office. I thought I could concentrate a little bit better if I got away from that mess on my desk.
I can understand that. What is it?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm fine.
You don't want to talk about it?
It's okay.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just get the manuscript and get out of your way so you can finish whatever in the world all this is.
Mac?
And get home. Yes, Jamie?
I've been thinking. Well, actually, I've been thinking about this a long time, but something someone said to me today started me thinking again.
Thinking about what?
Do you think I'm a good editor?
A good editor? Of course you are. You're one of the best. You're a natural for it. Why in the world would you ask that?
Well, what about the doc project? How do I rate as an administrator?
Well, I think you're handling an impossible situation as well as anybody could handle it. Well, what are these questions for?
Oh, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about what I do and how I'm handling it. And, you've given me a lot of responsibility over the past few months.
Yes, I have.
Mac, I know I've asked this question before, and we've had long discussions about it, and if you don't want to answer me again, I will understand. But, well, would I still be here today if you weren't married to Mom?
As a matter of fact, Jamie, you are what you are here because your mother.
What?
But not the way that you're thinking. Had I not married your mother, I simply might never have had the opportunity to discover what an exceptional talent you have for publishing.
I'm not pushing for a compliment.
I know you're not, but listen. No man your age or older, as far as that goes, could handle the type of work and the amount of work you're doing as well as you're handling it, not to mention the degree of authority you're carrying along with it.
Well, thank you, Mac. That makes me feel a lot better.
I hope so. I also have to add that there is something I'm concerned about.
What's that?
Well, I don't know exactly how to put this, but it does seem to me that you're developing some very disturbing, even obsessive work habits lately.
I have a lot to do. I have a lot to take care of.
I realize that, Jamie, but I also know that you really loathe to delegate any of your work.
Well, it's just that I want to...
No, now hear me out. I want you to make me a promise. In fact, I insist that you make me a promise.
What kind of promise?
That no matter how much work is piled up on the top of your desk, you'll take care of yourself first.
What do you mean?
I mean that I don't want you putting in any more of these long hours. I want you to give me your very best for an 8-hour day and be satisfied with that. I mean, if you should kill yourself by taking on more than you can handle, that wouldn't do me much good, now would it?
No, it wouldn't.
So, are you going to promise me? Come on!
Yes, I promise!
Okay. You know I'm really concerned. And I'm sincere in my concern. I love you like a son. In fact, you are my son. Now, you're going to get away soon, and you don't have to clean all that mess up.
I will.
Just get away.
Okay. Thank you.
Soon.
Yep.
Evening, Mr. Corey.
Evening, Frank.
Still trying to be the last one out of the building, huh?
That's one way to put it.
Your driver said he'd be right back. He went to get gas. Be glad to keep you company if you'd like.
No, thank you very much, Frank. That's not necessary.
Okay, well, you have a good evening.
You too. So long.
Mr. Corey.
What is it? What's the matter?
There's a bomb planted in the building.
A bomb? How do you know? What do you mean, a bomb?
Listen, I don't know when it's set to go off. So.
Well, have you called the police?
No, I didn't have time to call the police. I came directly over because the bomb is planted in your office. Now, is there anybody up there?
Jamie's in my office.
And there she is.
Oh,
See
doesn't
that?
look too happy.
Not too happy. You want to go back?
Oh,
Okay,
I
go
just
back
think he needs to go to bed is what I think he needs.
Okay.
Hey there, big fella. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go. Time for you to go sit. Yeah. you go
That's
sit.
right.
Okay. Yeah, here we are. Time for night-night. Can you take this? Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here you go there, big boy. There you go. Oh, isn't that nice? Yes. Oh, it's time for nappers. It's time for nappers. Yeah. That's right. Good for you.
You know, Jamie came by today.
Yeah, I saw him. What did he want?
Well, he was rather upset.
About what?
Well, about what's going on with me and you, Matthew, Mac.
Oh, he saw me coming out of Mac's office this morning. I was pretty upset. I guess he asked Mac what it was all about. I hope he didn't make a scene.
Well, I'm afraid it was a little more than that.
What?
Well, he took a swing at me and we started to get into a fight.
Oh, good heavens. Well, is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope you don't hold this against him.
No, I don't. Not at all, believe me.
And I hope you don't think that Mac had anything to do with this.
No, it's not Mac's style. I think what he was trying to do was protect you. I think he was trying to keep me out of your lives, but I can assure you I can't do that when it comes to Matthew.
Yes, I understand. Trouble is, this situation's getting more and more difficult.
Is that why you went to see Mac?
Yes.
What did he have to say?
He's not going to change his mind. He has no intention of changing his mind. What? You don't want to go to sleep, huh?
Well, that's no surprise.
Okay, Tiger. He said that I'm going to be the one that has to make the decision between the two of you.
And have you?
No.
Well, he's right. I mean, I know it's not going to be easy, but you're the only one that can make that decision.
It's just such a difficult decision. I mean, it boils down to choosing between one or the other of you.
I'm not the one that's forcing the issue.
Yes, but Mac is only doing what he thinks is right. I mean, he is raising this baby.
And that's one way of looking at it.
Well, what does that mean? You want something to eat?
I know Mac has got lots of money and the child is not going to want for anything. Not that I'm destitute. But as for love, I can assure you no one is going to love him more than I am.
I wish this was easier.
So do I. I'm sorry that you have to make the decision, but I have something at stake. And that's my son.
Okay, Cecile. Yes, honey. I promise from the bottom of my heart that I will be there in 1 or 2 hours. Okay. I love you. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
I have made one decision, though.
What's that?
I'm going to leave town for a while.
Why?
I just have to get away, Mitch. I have to be alone, away from all the pressure. I have to be able to get myself into perspective about this situation somehow.
So where are you going to go?
I don't know.
Will you let me know?
I don't think so. I don't want you or Mac to come after me. I just have to be alone.
When are you leaving?
Tonight. I've already packed some things for the children and me.
Can I take you to the airport?
I don't think so. I think it would be easier if I went in a cab.
Look, let me take you. We won't make a big to-do out of it. I'll just drive you as far as the airport.
Okay.
I wish you didn't have to go.
I have to.
And I'm sorry that you have to go through this alone.
There's no other way I can.
Well, you're very important to me. I'll miss you.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.